Siddhartha and the Swan. Gautam Buddha's original name was Siddhartha. The most important of his principles was that by destroying greed, hatred, and delusion, which are the causes of all suffering, man can attain perfect enlightenment or nirvana. One spring day, a flock of wild swans traveling northwards passed over the Prince Siddhartha's royal garden. They were flying guided by fond love for their homes. Devadatta, the cousin of Prince Siddhartha, pointed his bow towards the birds and willfully shot an arrow at them. The arrow struck the wide wing of the foremost swan, gliding over the blue sky. The wounded bird fell near Siddhartha's feet, bright red blood oozing from its body and staining its pure white plumes. The prince lifted up the bird tenderly and rested it in his lap. Sitting with knees crossed, as in the now famous Buddha pose, the prince soothed the poor bird's fright. He composed its ruffled feathers and calmed its quick heart. He caressed it into peace with light kind hands. With his right hand he drew the arrow from the wound and laid cool leaves and healing honey on it. The boy had hardly known anything of pain, and so out of curiosity he pressed the point of the arrow into his wrist. He moved back suddenly due to pain. Tears came into his eyes and he turned to soothe the bird again. Then someone came there and told him that his prince had shot a swan which had fallen somewhere among the roses. Devadatta had asked him to request to send the bird to him. "Will you please send it?" Siddhartha refused to hand over the swan. He said that if the bird were dead, he might send it to the killer. But since the swan was alive, his cousin had no claim to it. As far as he was concerned, his cousin had only killed the bird's god-like speed which throbbed in its white wing, not the bird itself. Devadatta then came and argued that the bird belonged to the one who had brought it down. As long as it was in the sky, it belonged to no one. Now that he had brought it down, it belonged to him. "Give me back my prize, dear cousin," he said. But Lord Siddhartha laid the swan's neck beside his own smooth cheek and gravely said that the bird was the first of many things that would be his by right of mercy and love's supremacy. Siddhartha announced that he had realized by the feelings that stirred within him at that moment that he would teach compassion to men and interpret the message of love to a world that was speechless. Thus, would he try to reduce the flood of sorrow, not merely of man, that existed in this world. Still, said Siddhartha, if Devadatta insisted, he wouldn't mind taking the matter to the wise men and their decision. Devadatta agreed, and so in full Divan court of justice the matter was debated. Various arguments were put forward for both sides. Then there arose an unknown priest who spoke on the matter. He said that if we consider life important, then the man who saved the life had more right over it than the one who tried to take away life. The latter, according to the priest, only spoils and wastes life, but the one who saves life cherishes and sustains it. Hence he judged that the bird be given to Siddhartha. Everyone found this judgment fair. But when the king asked to see the priest so that he could honor him for his wisdom, he was nowhere to be found. Someone reported that he had seen a hooded snake gliding away. Gods often come in this way. Thus, it was that Lord Buddha began his acts of mercy. For more update, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.